Well, toxic masculinity is a term that's grown in popularity over the last decade, and today many parents wonder how they can raise sons that embody healthy masculinity, boys who are grounded, confident, and emotionally strong.
Our next guest is a men's transformation and leadership expert and is here with practical tools parents can use to raise boys or girls with strong character from an early age. We'd like to welcome Ivan Fredette to our show. Ivan, thank you so much for joining us. I think this is always an important and timely conversation. We're all parents of kids on this couch right now. How do you build confidence in boys when you're competing in an age of just kind of digital garbage, disinformation? You know, kids aren't going outside as much these days. What is kind of your go-to or first steps when it comes to raising a kid that is healthy and happy?
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me, first of all. Building confidence in our boys is the first thing I always revert to is physical activity.
Yeah.
You know, studies show that just one structured physical routine will increase resilience by 30%.
Wow.
And kids with resilience, with mental resilience, are 60% more likely to improve in school. And schools with resilience programs see a decrease in mental health by 25%.
Yeah, I noticed you said physical activity rather than team sports or something. That's an interesting distinction, isn't it? Because it's not just you must like go play football or something. Is that kind of what you're getting at?
Yeah, absolutely. Just physical activity, getting out. You know, it's always the classic splitting wood to become a man. It's not the act of splitting wood. It's the difficult task. Doing hard things builds resilience in our boys.
Yeah.
You know, resilience is extremely important, and resilient boys also show a 25% decrease in mental issues later on in life, and a 2.5 chance of dealing with mental issues. You know.
Yeah, and Ivan, you know, you're a person to talk about mental health struggles and issues. You yourself said you battled a 17-year struggle with addiction. You're now the successful owner of a 7-figure arborist business. So what was it for parents out there who are thinking, oh my gosh, is it too late? My son doesn't like sports. He's locked in his room all day on the computer. He doesn't want to go outside. Is it too late? How can we revert that process, you know, with physical activity or without?
Listen, it's never too late. I did it at the age of 35.
Really?
You know, my advice would be start with small tasks. To build confidence in boys especially is keep the promises that you make to yourself. What we say to ourselves is just as important as what we hear from our parents.
And so what about that sort of level of the push, the carrot, the stick, that sort of thing, right? Because you want to, as parents, we understand the importance of resiliency, of building that up in them, but you don't want to be overbearing. You don't want to sort of push them and then sort of scare them away from it. It's like kind of catching a squirrel almost. So what do you say about the way around doing that, or sort of like some of the strategies there?
Yeah, there's all kinds of strategies with boys especially. I find with my son is you make it a mission. You know, we're mission based beings. We need purpose and mission in our lives. If rather than telling our boys what to do, we make it a task, something for them to accomplish. And again, start small. As they build those accomplishments, it grows, and then they build courage to take on bigger tasks and bigger accomplishments.
Yeah, our solicit to our viewers this morning are kind of practical tips for what makes, you know, a healthy, confident, resilient kid. When it comes to kind of giving kids, as parents, we want our kids to be happy, but sometimes we give too much and they're used to getting their way. And then when they're faced with disappointment, they're like, oh my gosh, what is this? My head's
It's the end of the world, kind of.
It's the end of the world. They throw a temper tantrum. So what are your tips for kind of turning the clock back on that and teaching them, hey, look, you can't always get what you want. Guess what? Life isn't fair.
Yeah, allow them to experience that.
Yeah.
You know, stop protecting them so much. We need our boys, our children in general, to experience hardships. Life is unfair. Life is hardship with brief moments of bliss. Yeah. And the sooner they can realize that at a younger age, the sooner they'll be able to withstand the weights that they're going to face when they're older.
Yeah, I think that's a great point to sort of wrap this up on. Ivan, appreciate your time this morning. Thanks for joining us and sharing this. Good to meet you today.
Thank you so much, Ivan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're back with more CP24 Breakfast coming up right after this quick